for us. Hello! Hello, everybody. Hello, Tobin. I am Archivist of the UninstallBros, and this is a, not a regular stream for us. Most of the time, we've been streaming on Mondays or Fridays, and we most of the time do modded Minecraft. Hetchins has been doing some All the Mods to the Sky, All the Mods 9 to the Sky, and sometimes I do Pokemon Unite. Today I was thinking that we would do some Pokemon Shield. But before I do that, I just want to make sure that you can actually hear me. According to my OBS, you can hear me, but I want to make sure that that is the case before... Oh, yes. Exquisite. So, it does look like we are working successfully, and we also, let's just make sure that OBS thinks, yep, OBS thinks that this is working as well. So, as I was saying, I am Archivist, we are the UninstallBros, Hetchins is the other UninstallBro, and Hetchins and his wife, they are at the hospital right now. Their things are going well. It is, it's expected. It's a procedure that they need to have done, but a little bit sad. We would want, obviously, Hetchins to be around and for him to discuss what he wants to discuss, but prayers with Hetchins right now, for sure. But we are going to do a little bit of gaming, as we do here, and I commented that we're also going to be comparing random Pokemon today. So we're first going to do some shiny hunting on Pokemon Shield, and we're going to take breaks by a random number generator like this. Random number generator, we randomly create two Pokemon that are in the national deck. So there are 1,025 Pokemon that are official canon Pokemon. We're going to do a random number between 1 and 1,025, and we're going to compare it to another Pokemon between the numbers of 1 and 1,025 and see which one is better. So that is the plan for our stream tonight. Right now, we are going to get into Pokemon Shield and do some shiny hunting. If you saw our Go Live notification on any of our social media, you saw a picture of a Wooloo that I just got on Father's Day. So that was kind of fun. Tobin, I am eating a little bit of food. I had a late shift tonight. Got off around 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So I have not had a lot of dinner. So I'm going to be munching as we do our thing tonight. So that should be good. Pokemon Unite is a game that I also play. I've been putting a lot of hours into Pokemon Unite. This game is Pokemon Shield, and I think I put like over 400 hours into this game, and that is getting multiple legendaries, that's doing a couple of different saves, and recently it was also getting our shiny friend, our shiny Wooloo, which is super fun. Another shiny that I really appreciated in this game was Clobbopus, and then I actually got two shiny Clobbopus in this game. That way I could get a shiny Graplocked. And something that I also have shiny hunted recently myself was a Rookidee, which is the regional bird in the Galarian region. So I don't know, why is that not on my team right now? We should put him on our team because he is also super fun. And this is another one that I shiny hunted. I think I'm going to grab our Rookidee. We're going to remove our friend the Gyarados. And we need our friend to have an Everstone. That way he does not evolve. Eventually, I do have a goal of getting another Rookity, because I think that what Rookity turns into, which is Corvusquire and then Corviknight, I think those dudes are super cool. So I would not mind having a shiny Corviknight. And actually, it's other items that the Everstone is in this game, I think. And we're going to try to get this guy an Everstone so he doesn't randomly evolve on us, because that would be sad. It'd be quite sad if it randomly evolved on us. I apparently went all the wrong direction here. Aha, an Everstone. I went entirely the wrong direction, so that was not ideal. Today, so we also have Shiny Eternatus, which was an event Pokemon, but I think we are going to use our Shiny Clobopus. Oh yeah, look at that shiny Wooloo, so fun. Shiny Clobopus, we're going to use that friend to get us our shinies today. Well, our potential shiny. So, Shiny Clobopus is one that we got, Shiny Grapploct, Shiny Wooloo, Shiny Rookity. Another one that we want is Shiny Nickit. So I think that Silver Fox is a lot of fun. So I think we are going to try to do a little bit of shiny hunting with our friend, the Nickit. Okay, let's... Double is not that good of a shiny, but let's just see. Okay. Once again, I did that. The way I got my shiny Wooloo is I was about to log off for the day, and there was one Wooloo that was there. I'm just like, I'll just run into this one. I'm about to get off. I'll just do it. And I ran into him, and it was a shiny, which was super legit. And it was on Father's Day, which was also a lot of fun. And not including that one that we just looked at, we were able to get a shiny Wooloo in 404 battles. Because 405 was the one that we just saw. So 404 battles to get our shiny Wooloo. And we... Oh, no, go back in there. Let's see how many shiny Nickits... How many Nickits have we seen thus far? We have seen 393 Nickits. We do have a shiny Charm because we've completed the game a couple of times and gotten the dex, all the dex entries. So, we also have all the DLC for this game. Now, Nickits can show up in this area, but I find that Nickits show up a little bit more often in another area a little down the way here. We're just going to stop by this Pokemon Center to get all of our PP on our moves back up. And away we shall go. I think I did that when I logged off, but you never know. Okay. While we're here, we might as well do the Poco... Oh, no, not you. This. Poco Lottery. The Lotto ID. Because we can get stuff from this, so might as well. Yes, let's try our luck. Save our progress. Got the number. Does it match? Numbers match with Squirtle. The last 3 digits. We got a PB Max, which can be useful if you're doing competitive or you're doing like a lot of raid runs. That's going to give you the max amount of PP on a certain move, which some moves have low amount of times that you can use them. So that can be very useful if you're doing more of a competitive thing, which we are not. We're shiny hunting, not a very competitive nature. So we're looking for Nickits. If any Chewtles show up, we're definitely going to be doing some Chewtles as well, because Chewtle is another shiny that I would love to get in this game. So yeah. Tobin, I'm curious. We might just want to bring down that game volume just a scotch. That way when I'm talking, this game isn't talking over the top of me and like the music and such. So I think that might be a little bit better. And we are just going to get us some Nickits. In this game, I want to say that you want to knock out like over 400 of them to get your shiny odds to the maximum, and then you can just like bounce in to a bunch of them. But right now, we're still in a place where I think we're under that level. Basically, Pokemon has a bunch of hidden mechanics, and one of them in Sword and Shield is there was a certain number that if you knocked them out, it increased your shiny odds to a point. Even with the shiny charm, it improved your shiny odds, and that is what we are looking at right now. So I think we're still under that number. I need to look up what number it is to increase your shiny odds to the max of how many of that species you knock out, and then after that you can just run into them. But like I said, I'm pretty sure we're still under that number, so just to improve our odds without knowing the exact odds, we are just going to keep knocking these guys out instead of just running into them and running away. If any of y'all are familiar with Pokemon games, sometimes the Pokemon, the method that you use, the shiny will actually show up in the overworld as a shiny. So if you're doing Legends Arceus, I want to say, if you're doing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee or Let's Go Pikachu, or also if you're doing Scarlet or Violet, your shiny hunting method is the Pokemon will actually show up in the overworld, like right here. If these in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, these Squavets would actually show up shiny right now if they were shiny. We are not in Scarlet and Violet, we're in Sword and Shield, so we actually have to run into the Pokemon and counter it in order to see whether or not it is shiny. Our friend, the turtle, Chewtle, is currently not shiny, but again, we're going to knock this fella out just so we have a higher chance of him being shiny next time. And if you're curious what we're eating, my wife made some white bean chicken chili, which is delicious. I'm trying not to dump that all over my computer, so that would be unfortunate. Friends, Hetchins and I have tried to do music on stream. I have not tried to do that from my perspective. Hetchins had it figured out for a minute there, but it hasn't worked recently, unfortunately. So, actually, Tobin, do we want this a little bit higher so when the text comes up you can read it? That makes sense. Okay, cool. That may make more sense, actually. Yeah. So that's something that we are hoping to do in the future as well, but I have not figured that out on this side, unfortunately. So if you want to, so this is kind of a BY, bring your own music kind of stream. If you are listening to some tunes in addition to the stream, let me know what you're listening to up there in the chat. Right now I'm not listening to anything, but I might need to at some point. The way that this setup is, actually let's just make sure, is our game audio working right now? It is. Okay. So technically I'm listening to what I am listening to currently is the game audio for Sword and Shield, as well as the music for Sword and Shield. But I've actually heard that a lot in my life, because again, I have like 400 hours in this game, so I don't think I necessarily need that. But it is good to know that it is working. So that's ideal. Okay. Yep. It does look like my volume is significantly louder than the game audio and the music. If that's not the case, Tobin, please let me know, because it would be ideal if I could be heard over the volume of the music and the game. Actually, let's just double check that. Okay. I still feel like we can probably go a little bit lower on this. Ah, yes. Okay. I think that's going to be a little bit better. Gonna text Just Squirrel for a moment. My Tiny, our third kiddo, my second son, he is feeling a little under the weather tonight. Kind of came on suddenly. So Hoping he feels better soon. And luckily, he did just fall asleep, so that's good. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to do 10 encounters, and then we're going to do that random Pokemon comparison. But ooh, that's a Chewtle. We need that. We do need a Chewtle. Do 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 do. Ooh, we're breathing in perfect sync. I love when that happens. Ice Punch. Now, Submission is another fun move. I like the animation on that one, but it can also damage Clobbopus a little bit. So they would hurt us a lot more than these other Pokemon are actually going to be hurting us. So probably shouldn't use Submission is my thought. That is a Rookity. We do not want Rookity. Eventually we'll probably Shiny Hunt Rookities again, but I would rather not right now. Aha! There's a non-Shiny Fox though. Unlucky. Eventually we'll get a Shiny Fox or a Shiny Chewtle. Eventually. Probably that is. One would hope. Alright, 2 more Shiny Encounters, and then we are going to compare to random Pokemon that we get from our random number generator. And we're going to look them up on Cerebi, which is a website that has a lot of information on the Pokemon games, including moves that Pokemon have, what moves they can learn, what games those Pokemon are contained in. There's a lot of Nickits tonight, which is fantastic. A lot of the time in this area, it might be Wooloos, or it might be Chewtles, or it might be Rookities, or it might be our friends Squavit. The funny thing is, obviously, Squavit and Greedent are Mons from Gen 8, which this is Gen 8, but they're also Mons in Pokemon Unite. So I often think of them as Mons in Pokemon Unite, rather than thinking of them as Mons in this game, which is funny to me. So, Tobin, we have done 10 encounters. I'm just going to pause this real fast, and we're going to jump over to our... Yes. We're going to jump over to random.org, and we need the max to be 1,025. So in the national dex of Pokemon, there are 1,025 different species of Pokemon, and a bunch of those have different forms and things. So we're going to find what is the first Pokemon we are going to compare. Number 772. So we're going to jump over here to our national dex on Cerebi.net. We're going to scroll down to 772 and see what Pokemon that do be. A later Pokemon. 772. 772. Aha! Type Null. Which, if I'm not mistaken, Type Null is a... Looks like it was Gen 7? It was apparently shown up in Gen 7. It is Genderless, the synthetic Pokemon. And I want to say this is kind of like a pseudo legendary. You can only get like one of them in the game. It does evolve into Silvally. So Type Null is number 772, which was the first one that we're going to compare. So 772. And then what is our second Pokemon that we're comparing here? 489. 489. 489. Let's see. 480. No, that's 449. That was 449. This is that was 449. 449. Looking for 489, and that's Fiona or Fione. So interesting that it landed on 2 mythicals, so they're like pseudo-legendaries. I want to say Fione is a mythical. Again, Phione can be bred from Manaphy, but does not evolve into Manaphy. So you breed a Manaphy from a Phione. And I know that Manaphy is a mythical, if I'm not mistaken. Does it tell us anywhere if they're mythical or not? It does not look like it. Gender, Phione is genderless, which again, most of the time, the ones that are genderless are the legendaries or the pseudo-legendaries or the mythicals. So, do we like type null more, 772, or do we like number 489, Phione, better? For me, I am going to say that type null, number 772, is better in my book than number 489, Phione. So I am going with number 772, type null, is where my brain goes anyways. So yeah, there is that. So, number 772, type null, is better than number 489, which is Phione. Random Pokemon comparison right there for you. Let us continue on our quest here to get a couple more shinies. Well, at least one shiny. Well, let's see. Okay. We might even do it. We might even do it every 5 shiny encounters. We'll have to see what we're feeling now. Okay, dodge that Squabit. That was nice. But there's a Nickit. Are you shiny? This Nickit is not shiny. Ice Punch. My family and I are planning on going to a theme park tomorrow, so that should be fun. The theme park has the more like classic side as far as the rides go and the like roller coasters and such. And then there's also more like the water park side. So tomorrow in our area is not supposed to be terribly warm, but I mean still warm enough to go to, you know, a water park that has heated water. And it will be nice because when we go to the roller coaster side, it's not going to be blisteringly hot. So that is the hope right now anyways. Well, the Cloudopus and I are in perfect sync with each other. That's good to know. Oof, we still got quick attack. It's rude. Okay. Oh, we actually have a shiny Galarian Obstagoon. That's what the one I was looking for. Because you have Zigzagoon, you have Lanoon, and those were originally Gen 2 moms, which would be Johto, I want to say. And then in Galar, they gave them Galarian forms. And that was Galarian Zigzagoon, there's Galarian Lanoon, and then Galarian Lanoon can evolve into Galarian Obstagoon. Well, just Obstagoon, because there is no other version of Obstagoon. So, kind of a fun Pokemon. We randomly ran into that in the wild area in Sword and Shield back in the day. So we do have a shiny of that one as well, which is kind of fun. Wooloo leveled up. Got a couple of Chewtles here. Both are not shiny, unfortunately. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Tobin, I'm not sure if you know this, but we obviously stream on Twitch. We then post all of our stream VODs over to YouTube. And for the last couple of months here, I've been doing a short a day on some of our stream highlights, whether we're doing Minecraft or there was a stream that I was hanging out with my brother Barifrid and we were doing Mario. So we did a whole bunch of Mario shorts on YouTube, which was a lot of fun. So if that's something you'd be interested in, let me get that. We'll do that animation. And it is, nope, no. Click this. Socials in the chats. Yes. So if you're interested, we also have our Discord there. If you're interested in, not Yamper. Yamper Shiny is not, it's not that great, unfortunately. Yamper is just a slight discoloration from regular Yamper, and I find that kind of shiny annoying. I like the shinies that are very different than their regular counterparts, rather than just the small, minute changes. Alright. 2 more encounters after this one, and we're going to do another random Pokemon comparison. This is the plan. So, if you're just joining us, my name is Archivist. I'm one of the UninstallBros. Hetchins is not available this evening, unfortunately, but we are continuing on. Sometimes we do stream on Fridays, but like I mentioned, my family and I are gonna plan to go to a theme park tomorrow. So I was thinking that coming and immediately streaming after that might be a little intense. That was our thought anyways. Well, my thought. So I figured that we would do a little bit of streaming this evening. Not what we're looking for. Oof, no Squavit. Once again, if I got a shiny Squavit, I wouldn't throw it back, but I would much prefer a shiny Nickit. I do have a shiny Delmise in this game. I traded an individual on Reddit, I want to say, for a shiny Delmise, but I wouldn't mind getting a shiny Delmise that had my tag on it, so one that I actually shiny hunted myself. So that's something that I also might do eventually. Gotcha. So yeah. Alright. This is our last encounter, not a shiny at this point. So we are going to do another random Pokemon comparison and see which one is better. Alright, we're just going to come over here. We're going to pause. We're going to go to this screen, this screen, this screen. Again, we're going to compare 2 of them. So, Type Null was the first one we got. What are we going to get now? Number 183. Oh, scrolled all the way to the bottom. No, it scrolled where we were. Nice. 183. Anyone know that number off the top of their head? What Pokemon it is? I do not know that well enough. Meryl. Meryl. Okay. Looks like this was a Gen 2 Pokemon. It looks like the Aqua Mouse Pokemon Pokédex. Do you Let's read the Gen 2 dex on this guy. We actually have the dex entry. Does not look like we have... It's interesting that it doesn't give us the dex entry text. That's kind of what I was looking for, actually. Oh, okay. Manga, Pokédex. Showing you where you can get it and such, but it doesn't look like it'll actually give us the Pokédex, like the general location, attack, stats, egg moves. Interesting. All right. Well, Meryl is number 183. Let us get another one. Number 475. We like the 400s right now. 475. 475. That was not where we were. Just saying. 475. Gallade. Our friend Gallade. Gallade is a split evolution Pokemon. You got Ralt, you got Kirlia. It can either become a Gardevoir. If it is male, it can become a Gallade. A Gardevoir can be male or female. A Gallade can only be male, if I'm not mistaken. We also do have mega forms of Gardevoir and Gallade. And solidly, okay, so Meryl is one of our options. And Gallade is our other option. And this is I like Meryl. I like the Meryl Shiny as well. The Meryl Shiny is... It is green. It's a little bit... it is sharper. Like, it's a very different shiny, which I appreciate. And Gallade, while a cool Pokemon, never been exactly my Pokemon. Gallade can be nice when you're shiny hunting because it has False Swipe, I think is what the move is called, which will put any Pokemon down to 1 HP, which will make it easier to catch. So Gallade can be nice for that reason, but I am going to say that Meryl is better than Gallade. That is my assertion presently. So, that being the case, we are going to say that number 183, Meryl, is superior to number 475, which is Gallade. Tobin, that was another random Pokemon comparison. Let's see here. Which direction were we going, Tobin? Looks like... Oh, there's a fox down here. We're going this way. Do 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 do. Okay. Let us see if we can get a shiny tonight. That would be kind of nice, actually. Yamper. No, 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 let me... Ah! Leave me alone! Leave me alone. Nope. Leave me alone, Squabbit. Oh, fox. What does the fox say? Actually, the Pokemon just did its roar, so I probably should have let the fox say what the fox says instead of me singing the song. That's what I should have done. Use the bike. Oh no. Hoot hoot. Hoot hoot. Okay. This Hoodoo's not shiny. Hoodoo shiny is fine. It's at least noticeable when it's a shiny. It's a little bit more. Oh my goodness! I just ran it. That's not what I meant to do. The Hoot shiny is a little bit more of a yellow color, so it's not incredibly different, but it's different enough to at least make it an interesting shiny. It's not just a direct recoloring or something that is just a different shade. It actually feels like a different color. But that also depends on the game version that you're playing. Different sprites definitely show up differently. But a Hoot shiny is not horrible. Let's see. Our friend, the Chewtle. Our friend, the Chewtle. In this game, obviously you have to run into the Pokemon in order for them to appear shiny. So it's, unless you run from a shiny encounter, there's less likelihood of you actually losing a shiny. When you're playing Scarlet and Violet, there is the chance that a Pokemon is shiny, but because it's showing up in the overworld, if the shiny is similar to its regular form, you might be looking right past it, and you would miss your Pokemon, which can be hugely a bummer. Recently, I was playing Pokemon Scarlet, and it wants to learn Fury Attack. Forget an old move. Fury Attack. Target is jabbed repeatedly with a horn or a beak 2 to 5 times in a row. Sounds. Power Trip. Hone Claws. Let's remove Power Trip. I was playing Pokemon Scarlet, which is the one that we got. We don't have Violet, we do have Scarlet. I like the legendary Koraidon better. And my son agreed with me, so that's the one that we got. And in that game, when you get into the DLC, you can actually run around as a Pokemon. The lore of it is one of the professors in that region are trying out you bonding with your Pokemon, so you're able to move your Pokemon around. And I was moving my Pokemon around, and I saw a shiny. There's Scrafty, and there's the one that Scrafty turns into, and I'm completely forgetting what Scrafty turns into. It's in this game, so we can look it up. The Pokédex entry in just a second. Yeah, hang on. Now we gotta look it up because it's in this Pokédex as well. Well, not boxes. We got Pokédex. Hello, Jess Squirrel.
Hello. Are we shiny hunting?
Mm-hmm. We are indeed. Alright. In this Pokédex,
I'm
Scrafty...
mad I can't remember what Scrafty
I know, same here.
is.
We've battled 272 Choodles, and we have not gotten a shiny yet. But that's okay. We weren't really expecting it yet. I want to say with the shiny charm, there's somewhere in the 400s is where you're actually at regular shiny odds. We're looking for Scrafty because I want to know what Scrafty's evolution is called. I'm hoping that as I'm scrolling I'm going to think of it, but it has not come to me yet. Because I'm pretty sure...
We're sure it evolves, right?
No, Scrafty definitely evolves.
Just taking a moment, just wondering. Oh, he's way down there.
Yeah, I was having... Once again, it's because Scrafty is the evolution. It's Scraggy. Wow. Tobin, that's sad. Scraggy is the baby Scrafty. So I was in Pokemon Violet. I was in Pokemon Scarlet. I'm walking around as my Pokemon, and I see a shiny Scrafty, which actually has like a green mohawk. He's actually like very different. I'm like, well, I had no idea that that's what shiny Scrafty was. He's actually kind of cool. So I went back to my character. I walked, and I was a little bit far away because you can, your character stays here and you're running around as your Pokemon. So I ran to where the Scrafty was as the Pokemon, shot with shiny, turned off the connector, walked with my character, and when I got over there, the Scrafty had despawned because of the way that shinies work in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Even though my Pokemon was just there, my character was still, it counted as still far away, so the thing spawned and then was already gone by the time I walked over there. I was very upset. So at some point, we also need to shiny hunt a Scrafty. That's the short answer to the story, is we need to shiny hunt Scrafty, because in Pokemon Scarlet, I was denied my Scrafty shiny. I found one, but I was not able to take it home with me, and it made me very, very sad. It made me very, very sad. I am not remembering the lore on what the item that allows you to take over the Pokemon. I'm not remembering what that is called right now. And it once again just shows that apparently I haven't played these Pokemon games in a little bit. And that is also kind of silly.
Which one are you doing right now?
Right now we're doing Sword and Shield.
Oh, you went way back.
So Sword and Shield, because I still want that shiny Nickit. It's one of the Pokemon that I wanted in this gen that I haven't actually gotten yet. And shiny Chewtle is also in these areas, so I wanted that too. What's that?
What was the first game you got?
The first game that we got was Let's Go Eevee. I'm sorry, Let's Go Pikachu. It was Sword and Shield.
But Nickit was in Sword and Shield.
Nickit isn't, like, Nickit is the little fox Pokemon, and that one is in Sword and Shield. No. Well, the next one that we got was Scarlet and Violet. You're thinking... Oh, you're thinking Arceus. Oh, right. Sorry, my brain, you're right. There's Arceus. We also went to Diamond as well. And none of those are in Diamond.
I think the me is just tired.
That's fair.
Thank you.
Sorry, my brain was counting, like, the primary games rather than the...
Nickit just feels so new. We've had Sword and Shield forever.
Yeah.
So I'm confused.
Trying to think of what other Pokemon is similar to the Nickit that you might also be thinking of. Because this is the Nickit. And this was the first game that it was... Sword and Shield was the game that it was introduced in. I don't think it's in Legends Arceus. I don't think it's in Violet either. Scarlet and Violet. So I feel like this is the only... I feel like this is the only game that this Pokemon's in right now, actually.
I don't know. I think your wife is just crazy.
Nah.
Do you have anybody in chat?
Not currently. So we're just hanging out. If you are lurking, hello. Hi, I'm Archivist. We're doing some Sword and Shield shiny hunting. And in another couple encounters, in two more encounters after this, we're going to do a random Pokemon comparison.
Okay.
We did Type Null versus Fione, and I like Type Null better than Fione. And we did Meryl versus Gallade, and I like Meryl better.
Okay. And how do we come to the...
We came to those ones. There is a website called random.org. It's a random number generator.
That's right. You do have the random number generator.
I do. So there are currently 1,025 species of Pokemon, not including all the the forms and everything.
You should ask ChatGPT what its favorite Pokemon is.
That would be fun. That would be fun.
Or use the random number generator to pick the next one to go after shinies.
That could be fun too. That could definitely be fun. I have a list somewhere in my phone of shiny Pokemon that I'm hoping to get at some point. In Scarlet, one of the first ones that I was trying to get was Orthworm. Orthworm is a red. It's effectively just a red worm in Scarlet and Violet, and the shiny is blue.
I remember that one.
So I want it. So eventually I will have to get it. Do I have the shiny charm in Scarlet right now?
Does this taste?
I'm pretty sure I do.
Does this taste good? Will our kids eat that? Because 3 of the cucumbers have been horrible.
Mm-hmm. That one's not bad.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so Tobin, that was 10 encounters, so we are going to do another random Pokemon comparison. We're going to jump over here. We're going to jump over here. We first looked at Type Null versus Fione. Then we looked at Meryl versus Glade. And again, it's really just which Pokemon I like more. We're not actually going off of stats or anything like that. But numbers 1 through 1025. What's next? 303. Any guesses to what Pokemon Pokédex number 303 is?
No idea.
I have no idea either.
It's been way too long since we played this game.
Mawile.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mawile is a Steel Fairy Pokemon. Mawile has a Mega Evolution.
I like them a while.
Jesquirrel likes Mawile. Apparently it is the Deceiver Pokemon.
Oh my.
And once again, I thought that this one would give us its Dex entry, where it tells you about the Pokemon. But I'm having a hard time finding that right now. Which makes me sad.
That is.
Okay. So, and we looked for a little bit, we couldn't find it. All right, Mawile is the first one, number 303. The next one that we're taking a look at in our random Pokemon comparison is 845. That's interesting. I feel like we did 880 something. So we're in the 800s again. 845 is the next one that we're doing here. 845. Any knowers in the chat box? 845. 845 is Cramorant. The Gulp Pokemon. The derpy
Oh, we
Gulp
like that one.
Pokemon.
I bet his shiny is red.
His shiny is
It
orange.
should be red.
And it should be. Our friend Cramorant. This is not even a contest, friends. Cramorant is the winner over Mawile.
I disagree.
Jesquirrel disagrees. For Jesquirrel, Mawile is the winner. For me,
Cramorant is funny.
Cramorant is a clear winner. Cramorant is a Gen 8 Pokemon. I try, and with Gen 8, so with Sword and Shield, there were some leaks and things that I was looking at a lot of the leaks as they came out. I think Cramorant was one of the ones that was leaked ahead of time. With Scarlet and Violet, I was trying to be a little bit more surprised, so I wasn't looking at as many of the leaks. But regardless, Cramorant is a friend of mine. Cramorant is a winner for me. For Jesquirrel, though, it's a closer battle, but Mawile edges out Cramorant. Is that accurate?
I don't know. Remind me. Mawile is the one I'm thinking of, right?
Mawile is this one.
But I have an emotional attachment because nostalgia.
Because of nostalgia on Mawile?
Yes. We've known her longer.
That is true. We have known Mawile longer.
But Cramorant is funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's a toss-up. I don't know.
Friends, Cramorant is the clear winner here. The clear winner is our friend
It's that clear, but
Cramorant. Jesquirrel still disagrees with me. She does not think it is a clear winner. I believe it is a clear winner. Cramorant is superior than Mawile. So there we go. Another random Pokemon comparison for you, courtesy of the UninstallBros. A fox. It's not shiny.
Are you just gonna shine on Nickit Soldier?
That was the plan.
Oh no. That's so boring.
It's so boring. Ouch.
I'm sorry, you do this with our kids, and I don't understand why it holds their attention, because it's the
Most-
same thing.
Most of the time, it doesn't hold their attention that long.
Gee, I wonder why.
Jess Squirrel is hating on shiny hunting right now. Hating on it. Supremely. I'm offended. I'm super offended.
Of two of us, who would shiny hunt? Not me.
That would be me. But you did shiny hunt in Pokemon Go quite a
That's
bit.
different.
The odds of getting a shiny in Pokemon Go are much better than the odds of getting a shiny in this game.
You cannot tandem shiny hunt in this game. I can sit next to you on the couch and look at my phone and be very bored. But no, I'll sit on the couch and shiny check Pokemon Go.
That would work, actually.
There you go.
That would work. That would work. Look at all these foxes showing up. Our friend is still not shiny, unfortunately. Do, 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 do. We are going to have to go get all of our moves powered back up so we can do some more shiny hunting. This is the way. A Yamper. We don't want a Yamper. Suzuki will check real fast. Oh, thank you. So, Scraggy and Scrafty. That's why I could not remember the evolution's name. I was remembering the evolution's name. Roof.
What is your favorite Pokemon in this dex?
In this dex? Clobopus and Graplocked. They're the octopus Pokemon, and they make me happy inside.
Indeed.
They were the first ones I wanted to shiny hunt. So I think that's a pretty decent indication that that's probably my favorite.
Which one did you get on Father's Day again? I forget.
A shiny Wooloo. It's a black sheep.
I'm going to bed, I think.
Love you. I'll see you later. No, wait, we want to fight this one. So I think we're going to do another random Pokemon comparison at 5. Well, no, let's see how many turns it takes of submission to actually end ourselves. We'll try not to kill Clobopus, but we'll see how many times we can do submission and damage ourselves a little bit before we actually knock ourselves all the way out. Yamper, no. La! Get out of there. A fox. One of the reasons that I have so many hours into this game was because I want to say it was Holden. I want to say it was Haka when this game came out, my oldest son, and he would wake up at, like 5 a.m. He'd been keeping my wife and I am typically able to fall back asleep, and my wife is typically not able to fall back asleep as easily. So if my son was tossing and turning, it would typically keep her up and would not keep me up. So about 5 a.m. would roll around, and my wife would say, take this child of yours. And I was going to have a hard time going back to sleep with my kiddo, you know, like holding on to my kiddo. So I would typically come and play Pokemon Shield. And I got a lot, so there was a lot of time that I was doing that. Wow, that recoil was not very much recoil. So we can probably actually get 5 more encounters out of this, and then we'll do another random Pokemon comparison. Wild Nickit avoided the attack. Rude. Quite rude. I'll try again. Submission is a move that I associate with Machamp now. In Pokemon Unite, the Machamp Pokemon in that game, submission is one of the moves that Pokemon has in Pokemon Unite. So you'll grab your enemy and toss them behind you. It's a crowd control move. So that's where my brain goes anytime that I see the submission move now. Okay, we have one more encounter, and then we're going to do some random Pokemon comparison, and we'll see what kind of trouble we get into. Aha. Nickit's still not shiny. Sag. Sag. Alright. After this, we'll see who we like better. Okay. Here we go. We are going to go to here, and then random.org. Here we go. 1 through 1025. 159. That's going to be one of the starter Pokemon of almost one of the starter Pokemon of Gen 2. What was it? 159? Because there's 151 in the original, so that should be... there we go. Like we thought, it's our friend Croconaw. Now, once again, this line, Totodile, super cute, for alligator is pretty cool. Croconaw is mid, in my opinion. But maybe there's a more mid Pokemon that we'll get for our one we're comparing it to. 843. Wow, it really likes the 800s today. 2 in front of Cramorant. What are you? 843. 843 is who we're looking for. Silicobra. Silicobra, another Gen 8 Pokemon. Sandaconda, not a big fan of. Silicobra, actually, it's a sand snake Pokemon. It basically is just a snake. But I still think if it was Totodile or it was for alligator, I would definitely put that above Silicobra. But Silicobra, I'm putting that above our friend Croconaw. Croconaw is not it, in my opinion. And Silicobra, I want to say its shiny's not that great, but its animation in the game, I think it was the part in Sword and Shield that you interact with these guys. I think I like the background and kind of the environment in that place, and the Silicobras just seem to fit there. And then when you ran into them, they would do a very snake thing. So, yeah, Silicobra, number 843 is better than number 159. That is what we say. Another random Pokemon comparison brought to you by the UninstallBros. So, let's just get that up in the chat there. Number 843, which is Silicobra, is better than number 159, Crocona. There it is. Random number generators are funny. You wouldn't think that we'd be running into numbers that were that close to each other, but apparently that is the way it is. So we need, we got 2 of them that we need right here. We're just going to keep using submission until we're out of uses for it, is what I'm thinking now. That wasn't my original goal, but I think that is the way we're going to do it. All right. Not quick attack. Oh no. Starships for me to fly, hands up and touch the sky. Let's do this one more time. Hands up and touch the sky. Another Chewtle? My wife and I started, we actually did Pokemon Go. It was the first Pokemon game that we really got into. When I was younger and Pokemon first came out, I had a friend that did a lot of Pokemon cards. My family was not big into Pokemon at that time, but Mew was a Pokemon that I really liked at that time. A friend of mine had a Mew card, and that creature was just exciting. So, and blue was my favorite color, so I actually drew a blue Mew. And years later, I came to figure out that, shiny Mew is actually blue. So, of course, that picture that I drew, I was like, oh, this is my own Pokemon. It was exactly looked like Mew. It was just blue. And unbeknownst to me, I'd actually stumbled upon shiny Mew without meaning to. So, I always thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, Pokemon Go was the real reason that we got into Pokemon. And then when the Switch, when Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu came out, we chose Pikachu. We chose Let's Go Pikachu, and there was you could get the mythical Pokemon Meltan only if you connected your Switch to your phone, to your Pokemon Go account. And in Pokemon Go, you catch a bunch of Meltans, and you could trade it over to the Switch. So one of the reasons that we got a Switch was actually so we could get Meltan and Melmetal, those mythicals. So that's kind of what got us into this. And then obviously, Let's Go Pikachu was leading into Sword and Shield. And so then we did buy Sword and Shield, and we've bought pretty much all the Pokemon games on the Switch. We don't have the Mystery Dungeon game that they redid on the Switch, and we also don't have the Detective Pikachu game that they redid on the Switch as well. But we have all the rest of them. So that's been... Pokemon is definitely something that we enjoy. Definitely something we enjoy. A couple more Chewtles. Nice. Our friend the Chewtle is not shiny, unfortunately. When we do this again, Tobin, it would be fun to have the Pokemon that we're shiny hunting and how many encounters of each of those we've gotten. We looked it up at the beginning. We're around the 200s for Chewtle. We're in the 400s for Nickit. Guardian player uses psychic power to average his defense and special defense stats with those of the target. Copycat, defense curl, tackle, growl. Mimics the moves used immediately before it. Lowers their attack stat. Let's get rid of growl and do guard split instead. Why not? Okay, this friendly Chewtle. Dobin, we appreciate you being here. If you are lurking out there, thank you so much for the lurk. I am Archivist. We're doing some shiny hunting in Sword and Shield tonight. And our prayers are with Hetchins and his wife. They are doing a procedure currently. Prayers that goes well. Okay. We should probably, I think we have one more encounter with this 10 to get another random Pokemon comparison. And then we will do... Oh, another Chewtle. We had a lot of Nickits at the beginning, now we're getting a lot of Chewtles. Nothing wrong with that. We want both of these shinies. We want a Chewtle shiny, we want a Nickit shiny. Those are most of the ones... oh, I actually went too far. Oops. My bad. My bad. Avoided the attack. Oh, technically, actually, we didn't go too far. We were out of the submission PP because it keeps dodging the attack, which is rude. Let's see if we can actually get this guy. There we go. Then we are going to go and do another random Pokemon comparison. Okay. So last time we did Croconaw versus Silicobra. Let's see what we got now. Number 61, a Gen 1 Pokemon. 61 is Poliwhirl. Ooh. Poliwag, Poliwhirl, Poliwrath. Poliwrath is this is a fantastic Pokemon. This is definitely one that caught my attention when I was younger as well. So Poliwhirl, definitely a solid Pokemon. Let's see what it's up against. Up against number 753. 753. 753. Fomantis. This would be a Gen 7 Pokemon? Gen 7, Fomantis, Lurantis. This, again, this is like a no contest for me. Poliwhirl is just straight up better. Once again, why is that the case? I don't know. This is definitely a nostalgia Pokemon for me. I remember looking at the original cards, and this was definitely another Pokemon that I drew my own Pokemon, but it was legit just a straight copy of Poliwhirl. So that nostalgia factor for Poliwhirl going to make number 61 much better than number 753. Fomantis, not a bad Pokemon at all. Lurantis, it's their unique style, which is nice. But, and once again, grass does beat water. But number 61, Poliwhirl, is better than number 753, Fomantis. That is our determination. Towin? The determination is number 61. Whoa, not $. Number 61, Poliwhirl, is superior to number 753, Fomantis. I think it would have been closer if it was Lurantis. I do like the design of Lurantis better than Fomantis, but Poliwhirl still would have won. Poliwhirl still would have won, ultimately. That is the way it is. Nickit is still... Oh, no. We don't have any moves with Clobbopus right now. Maybe we have one? Let's see. I keep forgetting that we need to refresh. Last. Ooh, we got him. Okay. So we were able to use every single one of our moves with Clobbopus. Now I think it would probably make sense to move into using Graplocked for a little while here. Let's see here. No, not Pokédex. Go back. Go back. Here we go. Graplocked. Swap Pokemon. Graplocked is going to take us into battle to get a couple more shinies, hopefully. Wait. Oh, it's a Yamper. It's like, what is that in the grass? It was a Yamper. Oh, a Nickit. Nope, he's not shiny. This one not shiny. Graplocked. It's another banger of a shiny. Absolute banger. Now, Octolocked, what does that do again? Future locks a target in and prevents it from fleeing. This move also lowers the target's defense and special defense every turn. Doesn't necessarily help us in knocking out the Pokemon. But that's okay. But that's okay. Yamper, nope. Chewtle, yes. Our buddy is not shiny still, unfortunately. Drain Punch. Drain Punch is a solid raid move in this game. Ah, the Emperor wants me. It can't have me. I want the turtle. Give turtle. Give the turtle. Doodly-doo-doo. Doodly-doo. Doodly-doo-doo. Doodly-doo-doo-doo. Doodly-doo-doo. Doodly-doo. Starships are made to fly hands up and touch the sky. Nope. Oh, wait, no. There's a turtle. You want him. No. Blip-a-bug. Blip-bug. We do not want Blip-bug. The shiny's fine, but it's not ideal in my professional opinion. Wait a minute. What is Blip-bug? Man, it's been a while since I played these games. I'm having a hard time remembering what Blip-bug turns into. Oh, it's the ladybug Pokemon it turns into. Yes. The ladybug Pokemon. Blip-bug. Then there's the yellow one. And then there's the red guy. It also has a Gigantamax form. Wow, it's been a hot minute since I played these games. Let's see. It's Scrafty. It's Scraggy and then Scrafty. We got that. But they're going to be way at the beginning of this Pokédex. What were those dudes called? I am forgetting. Ah, there they are. Blip-bug, Dottler, and Orbeetle. Yeah, see? Ladybug dude. Orbeetle. And Gigantamax Orbeetle. So Dottler. Blip-bug, Dottler, Orbeetle. Good to know. The UFO dude. UFO dude. Okay. That is what Blip-bug turns into. Dottler, and then Orbeetle. Ooh, some foxes. What does the fox say? That's what the fox says. I have not done a Nuzlocke on Pokemon games before. So most of the time, the modern Pokemon games are rather simple. They're rather easy. If you want to add difficulty to them, doing a Nuzlocke where there's level requirements, so you can't be too over-leveled. Because being over-leveled obviously makes the fights a lot simpler. So, like, if you were getting to the first gym, the Pokemon in the first gym battle are typically below, a certain level. So, your Pokemon also have to be at that same level, which makes the game much more difficult. And with a Nuzlocke, most of the time, if your Pokemon gets knocked out, you can't use that Pokemon anymore. So that makes the game much more difficult. I have not done that before, but that can be a lot of fun. My typical method is just to have the starter Pokemon, any of the Pokemon on your team, ridiculously over-leveled, because you've just been playing with them from the beginning of the game. So by the time you get into the mid-game, your Pokemon are just so over-leveled that you're just rolling past all the other Pokemon there. That's typically been the way that I've done the majority of Pokemon games. But there are definitely ways of making these games more difficult, more challenging. Eventually, I think I would like to do that, but I have not done that yet. Alright. We have a couple more encounters, and we're going to do another random Pokemon comparison. Okay, one more encounter after this one. Oh, and there's our last encounter for this time. Let's see what we get here. Okay. Random Pokemon comparison. Okay. Poliwhirl better than Fomantis. Poliwhirl better than Fomantis. It's just the way it is. So now, what is our next friend? 702. 702, probably in the Alola Pokédex. Would be my thought. 702, 702. Dedenne, one of the Pikachu clones. Not a bad Pokemon. It's electric and fairy. And Dedenne, once again, the Pikachu clones, always solid Pokemons. I do prefer Pachirisu to a Dedenne, but this one's still super solid. What are we up against here? Number 52. One of our... no, go back. Go back. 52 is our second one right here. 52. One of the OG Pokemon up against a Dedenne. What do we got here? Number 52, a Meowth. Ooh, that's actually a tricky one. Dedenne or Meowth? Now, Meowth does have three forms. We got Standard, so we got Kanto, we got Alolan, we got Galarian. So Meowth is a tricky one. We have a lot of different dex entries going on here. Persians here, and this one turns into oh gosh. He has the claws and he goes row, which is all cats ever. But our friend, the Galarian Meowth, turns into this guy. What is his name? Berserker. He turns into, so we got some Meowths, some Berserkers. Meowth or Dedenne? It's gotta be Meowth. It's gotta be Meowth. And once again, I like the Galarian form of Meowth. He reminds me of a dwarf, actually. But the Meowth character obviously is popular in the anime as well. For me, I don't mind Persian at all. I like Berserker. I like how this friend has 3 different regional forms. Yeah. I mean, I would have liked if they would have done one in Gen 8, Gen 9 as well. Because we had 7, 8. I think having a bunch of regional Meowths, a bunch of regional cats would have been fun. We at least have 3. And I'm saying that Meowth number 52 is better than Dedenne number 702. That is my assertion, chats. Number 52, Meowth, is better than number 702, Dedenne. That one was closer, though, Tobin. That one was definitely closer. So, let us continue our jaunt here. Let's see, how many random Pokemon comparisons have we done? We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, Tobin, I think we at least need to do one more random Pokemon comparison before we call it quits tonight. So we're going to do... yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, yes. we are going to do another set of 10 encounters here, and then we will do one more of our random Pokemon comparisons, and then it might be time for me to go to bed. That way I can get up tomorrow and go to the theme park. That is the thought anyways. Not Yamper, not Rookity, not Squabette. Chewtle. Chewtle worked though. Friend Chewtle, not shiny. Friend Chewtle, not shiny. Wait, didn't we have Ice Punch on our Clavipus as well? I feel like we did. That's good to know. Oh, missed him. Here we go. Oh, another Chewtle. Nice. I was just humming. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. Which is, once again, there's multiple versions of that song. I'm assuming that exact version that I was thinking of was Sully and Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. And they're singing that duet at the end of the movie. So that's what my brain goes to. But every time I think about Pixar now, one of my colleagues is always thinks it's funny that how many Pixar and Disney references I make while I'm at work. So I'll quote a line or something, and his assumption now is anytime that I'm quoting something, it's probably from a Disney Pixar or from a Disney movie. And I'm like, nuh-uh, that one was from Psych. But other than that, yeah, pretty much every single time it is either a Disney movie or a Disney Pixar movie. What do you do? What do you do? Not the Rookity. That's a different shiny hunts. Eventually. Because we do have one shiny Rookity. We just don't have two shiny Rookity. If we had a second shiny Rookity, we could get a shiny Corviknight. Which is a subtle shiny. The Corviknight, which is what Rookity turns into after, well, Corvisquire and then Corviknight. Corviknight is kind of a purple, blue, black raven, effectively. And the shiny is more just like a clear, like gray. But again, he definitely has that night motif going on with his shiny. And I appreciate that. So that is something that we will probably want to get eventually. But also a Scrafty because Scarlet told us no, and that makes us angry. But I think I am going to have to get that one in Violet because it makes me sad that I could not get it in Violet. So it's going to be like, nope, you can't hide from me. So eventually. But I was mentioning earlier, I don't know if I actually have the shiny charm in Scarlet. I'm pretty sure I completed the official dex, so I'm pretty sure I do have it, which is ideal, because that will significantly help that hunt, obviously. Bum 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 ba doo 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 doo. I wanna give nothing if I didn't have you. Oh. Nope. Fox still doesn't want to be shiny. Santa. Much sadness. Silver Nickit, shiny Nickit is a silverish color, which I appreciate. That. Tobin, we are going to do one more random Pokemon comparison. And I think we need, I think we need one more set. We need one more set of 10 encounters and one more after this one. So this is our penultimate random Pokemon comparison. Let us see who our first contestant is. 387. Last time, Meowth was deemed superior to Dedenne. So now we're looking for number 387 in the National Dex. Let's see. Turtwig. Turtwig is a solid starter. I mean, look at that little dude. Turtwig, solid starter. This could be a blowout. We're going to have to see. What are we up against? Number 449. Turtwig versus 449. Let's see. Hippopotas. Once again, this is another hard one. Hippopotas has always been, it's just a silly little thing, and I like him. But Turtwig, but Hippopotas. Hippopotas does have like the male, female. They have very different forms, which is fun. If we go to the Gen 9 Dex. Oh, that's right. With these ones, it's just the nose. It's Hippodon that has the extreme differences. Yes. This dude. Oh, if I actually don't change this picture. Okay. Hippodon is significantly different. Can we really say Hippopotas? 449. Hippopotas. Turtwig. Hippopotas. Turtwig is not my Gen 3 starter. Of the Gen 3 starters, Chimchar is my boy. But Turtwig. Alright. This is the other issue though, Tobin. Do we go with the answer is should probably be Turtwig. But Hippopotas is actually the less known Pokemon. But I mean, it really just, nah, it's gotta be Turtwig. Turtwig, number 387 is better than number 449. It is the way. It is the way, my friends. Okay. Yes. It is the way. So, number 387 is Turdwig. Is better than number 449 Hippopotas. That was a close one, Tobin. That was a close one. I like both of those Pokemon quite a bit. Okay. 10 more encounters. One more random Pokemon comparison. And then I think we are going to call it quits for tonight. So hopefully, we get a shiny in the next 10 encounters. That'd be nice. Doubtful, but it would be nice. Ah, not Yamper. Not Yamper. Oh, Fox. Not. We're breathing in sync. Okay. Excuse me. Oh. Chewtle. He's still not tiny. So, if you're out there and you're looking, we appreciate you. We're the UninstallBros. I am Archivist. Hetchins wasn't able to be here tonight, but he says hello. We're doing a little bit of shiny hunting tonight in Pokemon Sword and Shield. This is Pokemon Shield because I appreciate Zamazenta more than Zacian or Zacian. I am always bummed that Zacian is in Pokemon Unite and not Zamazenta. Eventually, hopefully, they'll bring Zamazenta into that game as well, because I appreciate Shield Doggo more than Sword Doggo. That is my impression of the situation. Yeah, that was a random Pokemon comparison. Zacian, hands down better. Zamazenta, hands down better than Zacian. It's just the way it is. Do 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 do. I can read your mind, and I know your story. I know what you're going through, yeah. Do 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 do. We're gonna find a way, yeah. Do 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 do. 'Cause you can win. Do 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 do. Feel like there was something in that song that made me, something I said made me think of that song. But now I'm not remembering what it was. Oh, there's a turtle in here. Gotta dodge the squabbits. This dude's not shiny. Now, we're getting close to another random Pokemon comparison. And so what I'm noticing is that Graplock, just like Clobbopus, Graplock is almost out of moves that he can use. So now I'm thinking that we might need to do one more. Oh, wait. There's a fox. We need the fox. We might need to do one more set after this set to use up all of Graplock's moves. Might do that. We're going to have to see. Maybe, sorta, possibly. Yeah. Because we only have 15, we only have 13 more moves that do damage anyways. Earlier I was talking about Nuzlocke and how in Nuzlocke you're typically level capped, and if your Pokemon faints, then you can't use that Pokemon anymore. One reason I brought that up is the majority of the time that I'm playing a Pokemon game, I am just doing moves that do damage, because a lot of those more strategic moves, like Octolock, that are actually affecting the stats of another Pokemon, they matter a lot if you're doing raid bosses in some of the versions of Pokemon, and they matter if you're doing competitive, or they also matter if you're doing a Nuzlocke. But the majority of the time when you're just playing through the game, you're like, well, I'm overpowered. I'm just going to hit you, and you're just going to die, and it's going to be fine. So that was what I was trying to get to earlier when I was talking about Nuzlocke, but about halfway through my train of thought, I did not finish my train of thought because I got confused. I moved on. But that was the primary reason that I was mentioning the Nuzlocke earlier. There's a meme that floats around, and it's like, what do you mean you'd have a move that doesn't just do damage on Pokemon? Like, what do you mean? Okay. So, Tobin, we are going to do one more random Pokemon comparison. Do 10 more comparisons, so Graplock is out of its moves, and then we're going to do a final a random Pokemon comparison, and then we are going to be done for the evening. I know that's what I said last time, so you might not believe me, but that is what we're going to do. This is the way. This is the way. Okay, so last time, Hippopotas was a close loser to our friend Turtwig. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. But look at that guy. But look at this guy. But look at that guy. Look at that. Turtwig. Turtwig is the way. But who is replacing Turtwig as the contestant number 1? 900 Pokemon in the National Dex. 900. What are we? What are we? What are we? Oh, a little bit more. 900 is our boy Kleavor. Hello. So, Kleavor is supposed to be kind of a early predecessor to Scyther. Kleavor was one of the bosses in Legends Arceus. By the way, I'm definitely excited about Legends ZA that's coming out soon, because Legends Arceus was a really fun game, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with the sequel game. But Kleavor, a solid Pokemon for sure. The whole Scyther line, a lot of fun. So Kleavor, definitely a solid contestant. And who is up against Kleavor? Number 809. Who is number 809, you may ask? We shall soon have an answer. Melmetal. Funny. Now, Tobin, I mentioned earlier that one of the only ways that you could get Meltan or Melmetal originally was to get that candy in Pokemon Go. I'm trying to remember if they've released Melmetal in another way. I'm not sure. But we do have a Gigantamax form for Melmetal. So 809 is our boy Melmetal, and 900 is Kleavor. Kleavor or Melmetal? Kleavor or Melmetal? I'm going with Kleavor. I I like Melmetal. The shiny just has a little blue tail instead of a little red tail. If it was Meltan, I would give it to Meltan over Kleavor. But Melmetal, solid Pokemon, like the idea of this guy, the little tiny Meltan, becoming a big Melmetal. Meltan beats Kleavor, but Kleavor beats Melmetal. Melmetal, almost. Kleavor takes the cake for me. So number 900 is better than number 809. That is the thoughts. So, number 900, Kleavor, is better than Melmetal number 809. There we go. Tobin. Last 10 encounters. If we're gonna get a shiny, it's gotta be now. Well, for this stream anyways. I think this is kind of fun. Hope you've been having fun, Tobin. And we'll probably do this again in the future because I like shiny hunting and I like streaming. So, and I think the random Pokemon comparisons, once again, I should probably come up with like how we're actually comparing them. I think it'd also be fun to read their Pokédex entries. So I need to figure out where those are actually located on Cerebi. Because reading the Pokédex entry is normally really interesting. It's just like, huh, that's what we're going with here? Interesting. So, that is something that would be fun. Okay. Where is my next encounter? And it's not there. It is here. Oh gosh. Lotad. Lotad shiny is the shiny is very unique. It definitely changes the coloring of Lotad. He has like a light green body, no, like a dark green body and like a brown hat. His nose becomes like orange almost, I think. So definitely a shiny that is different than the original Pokemon. We got Lotad in Pokemon Go is interesting because it took up, the sprite would take up so much room on the screen, and that was something that most of the sprites didn't do in that game. So when it showed up, it was like poof, huge on the Pokemon Go screen. And I remember there was some kind of special event where shiny Lotad was showing up more often in Pokemon Go, and I do think that we were able to get a couple of shinies of that one. It says Grap Locked is relaxed. That's good. Oh, I could knock it off of that rock. Some Chewtles. And Yamper. Not Yamper. Not Yamper. I want to say that one of the interesting things about this game is that the shinies are not in the overworld, but the fact that there were Pokemon in the overworld that you could choose to run into. In most previous Pokemon games, you would go into the tall grass and a Pokemon would randomly spawn, which in this game is when those exclamation points come out. That's like what previous game, like this one here. This is typically how previous Pokemon games would do encounters. So you would still know in what area you were in, so what kind of encounters you were going to get. But in this game, you're actually seeing some of those Pokemon in the overworld, rather than having to just do those surprise encounters every time. Which can be nice for shiny hunting for sure, because then you're not having to go through all of those random encounters. You're just getting most of the time you're getting encounters that you want, which is really nice. We're getting close to the end of our shiny hunting journey today. Raven, thanks for jumping in. The first one I started playing, my wife and I started playing Pokemon Go a couple of months after that game started. We were actually, my wife and I got married in 2016. We got married in August, and we actually played Pokemon Go to kind of relax a little bit leading up to the wedding. We were long distance, and so she would play some Pokemon Go, I would play some Pokemon Go, and then on our honeymoon, we actually went over to the Oregon coast and we played a bunch of Pokemon Go on the Oregon coast, which was fun. Raven, what about you? Thanks for bouncing in. What was the first Pokemon game that you played, Raven? So yeah, for us it was Pokemon Go. We bought this game, we got Pokemon Shield, and we did Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, we did Legends Arceus, we do have Scarlet, and then we also did New Pokemon Snap as well. So we got most of these games. Raven, I think when Graplocked runs out of its moves, we're going to be done for the night. So we have like 3 more encounters. Raven, my first one was Pokemon Pearl. Man, you've been playing for a little bit then. Have you done like each version of Pokemon as the different generations have come out? Were there any that you skipped? That's always interesting to me if there's some of the games where it's like, yeah, I did those ones for a little bit, but then I skipped over some of them. And also, I should probably ask, did you appreciate the remakes of Diamond and Pearl that they did for the Switch? Because there's definitely, the overall vibe on those games was folks didn't like them. I didn't have a chance to do a lot of those classic games like on the DS or the Game Boy, so I liked Diamond on the Switch, but I'm always interested to hear what other people's takes on that are. So Raven, that was the end of our shiny hunting expedition tonight. We did, we shiny hunted with, oh no, not that. We shiny hunted all the moves of Clobbopus, and we shiny hunted all the moves for Graplocked. So now we're going to do a random Pokemon comparison, and then probably call it quits for tonight. Did start playing when it came out and so forth, but no, I have not played the remake. You weren't sure how it would be. That's fair. Because I hadn't played the original games, I didn't have a strong emotional attachment to, like, they couldn't ruin the game for me because I didn't experience the original game. But there's definitely people that were kind of frustrated by the art style. They didn't like that it went from, the chibi when you were moving around the map to, like, the more traditional, like, Switch versions of the characters. But, other people said that they appreciated, it was still a modern engine that was running the game. There was still better graphics. So, I don't know. I think it was definitely hit and miss for me. I enjoyed those games. But there's definitely other people that were not big fans of those games. Okay, so right now we are doing a random Pokemon comparison right now. So we are going to go to random.org, and we're going to put in the two different Pokemon numbers, and we're going to compare them and see which one we like more than the other. So, right now, number 1 is going to be number 964, which I'm assuming is going to be in the most recent decks, I would assume. What did I say, 964? Palafin. Palafin is a fantastic Pokemon. Once again, straight up just a dolphin, but still, I have a hard time saying no. The shiny is purple, so I'm a fan of the shiny. The hero form is an interesting mechanic, so not necessarily an evolution. So I do like this Palafin Pokemon quite a bit. Raven, did you play Scarlet and Violet in the? Did you play? Yeah, effectively. Did you play Scarlet and Violet? That's what I should ask. Our next Pokemon is going to be number 686. Let's see here. 686. 686. .686 is Inkay. You do have Scarlet? Nice. Nice. Inkay. So we're talking about Palafin versus Inkay. Now, obviously, Inkay is an interesting Pokemon as well. Kind of fun that we got two Pokemon that evolved differently. Inkay, obviously, you had to turn like the device over to actually get Inkay to evolve. And with Palafin, you actually have to be in a trade circle in Pokemon Scarlet in order to get this one to evolve. So Palafin, Inkay, our boy Malamar is that's another solid Pokemon. So the fact that Inkay turns into Malamar, I like that. I still think I'm going to give it to Palafin, though. I would posit that Palafin is a better Pokemon than Inkay. Would you agree, Raven? Would you say that Palafin is a better Pokemon, that you appreciate that Pokemon more than Inkay? Or would you have gone the other direction on that? What color is the shiny for Inkay? Ooh, that's a good question. All right, so we're going to go into... Let's just go to Gen 9 decks. Oh, kind of. Are any of the other decks better? Okay, this sprite is significantly better. The Gen 8 decks is actually just way better than the Gen 9 sprite. Yick. Okay. Gen 6, Gen 7, very similar. Gen 8, I still like this sprite better, I think. And then we got Gen 9. And then the shiny on Palafin. Sometimes on Cerebi, I'm having a hard time actually getting it to show me what I'm looking for here. Because I want the... hang on. If we go to Paldea and we do Palafin... Oh, no, must have missed it. Must have missed it. Oh, it's because it's in one of the other decks. It's 964. So I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to get a picture of this in its shiny form, but I'm not seeing that button right now on here. But again, it's purple. It still has a nice coloring to it. So yeah, I'm going to still say that Palafin is better than Inkay. That is my opinion. Scarlet and Violet Pokédex. Let's just do that real fast. Here we go. Well, let's just do it by type here. Water. Aha, this one should have it. Oh, then we have to scroll through all the Pokemon that's in the entire game rather than just that regional, rather than just the actual Pokemon that belong to that dex. Here we go. There's our shiny. But yeah. Actually, you know what? I don't think I've actually turned into hero form. I do have this shiny, but I haven't turned into hero form with this shiny. Palafin definitely takes the cake. I'm a fan of this shiny right here. So yeah, that's my assertion. Palafin, number 674, better than Inkay, number 686. It's after midnight for me, Raven. So I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. But thank you so much for jumping in the chat. Appreciate you being around. If you want to swing back around, sometimes we're doing Pokemon content like Pokemon Unite or Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Shield. And then a lot of the time we're also playing Minecraft. So, and thank you so much for the follow. Very much appreciate that. Thanks. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's jump back over here. And yeah, Raven, we will hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for the follow and have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Tobin, thank you for being here. Appreciate ya. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one, Raven.